How you like that? You gon' like that? Da 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 da. You like that? Bada bing, bada boom, boom, boom. How you like that? Da 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 da. Now, look at you, now look at me. Look at you, now look at me. Look at you, now look at me. How you like that? Now, look at you, now look at me. Look at you, now look at me. Look at you, now look at me. How you like that?
Hey y'all, it's Sherry G. Welcome back to the channel. I'm back with some more Love and Marriage Huntsville drama. Y'all, did you watch the reunion on last Saturday? I know most of y'all did. I did too. And wow. I'm going to tell you what, I really did enjoy this reunion and I'm going to give it a 10. I'm going to give it a 10 because it was a lot going on. It was informative. It was comical. There were some funny moments. One in particular was when Martell went to strut off stage, screaming like a little 5-year-old kid with his way too tight suit on. I was just ready to see him bust out of it. It's like he could barely move. The suit was so tight. It was that. There was some theatrics going on, Miss Betty. And then there were some moments that really made me pause and think and just wonder what was really going on. There were some moments of disappointment. But one thing that stood out, and I'm going to talk about it, this is just a really brief video. So I'll break down some of my thoughts later on because I'm still thinking about this and still thinking about everything that I saw because, like I said, it was a lot. But one thing that stood out to me was when Melody said that she would never forgive Martell. And I have to tell you what, those were some strong sentiments. But hey, I'm here for it. We have to keep things in context. We have to remember everything that was going on at the time she said that. Y'all, let me go ahead and drop my disclaimer. I'll be right back. Okay, y'all, so I'm back. And once again, thanks for being here. If you haven't done so, please go ahead and hit the like button. And keep in mind that everything that I share in this video, although it's brief, it is my opinion. Everything is alleged, it's for entertainment, fair use, all of that jazz. Any comments that are made below, the same thing applies. It's just opinion. Doesn't make it right or wrong. It's just our way of seeing things, at least at this particular point in time. Doesn't make it right or wrong. Okay, so like I was saying, when Melody said that she would never ever forgive Martell, some people were kind of taken aback by that. And they were like, we have to forgive, etc., going to the Bible and all of that. And I know scripture too, but guys, let's just be real, okay? We're still human. And at the time Melody said that, I understood where she was coming from because we have to remember to keep things in context, right? There was real life going on. It was more than what she said on the stage. It's everything that's going on outside of the stage. Like they just came out from under a custody battle that just wasn't cute, right? It was messy. And what made it messy was those same papers that Martell went strutting off stage to get to try to prove that she was a liar, which failed, right? When she said that he stated to the court that Sheree and his relationship was strictly about business. And so he couldn't even remember and then the audacity for him to try to, have receipts and want her to find the information in his receipts. Anyway, like I said, that failed. But those same papers were used in social media on YouTube to try to pull Melody apart or, used to try to villainize her. in Martell's efforts to try to villainize her, in Martell's efforts to try to make her seem like a bad mom, and in his efforts to try to tear away at her reputation. Yeah, he allegedly shared those same papers, those same documents with the blogger to try to tell Melody apart. So we had that going on. And also, y'all, we cannot forget that this whole scheming idea of his, the revenge P thing, was going on too. So yeah, at that particular point in time, Melody wasn't about to forgive Martell. She wasn't thinking about forgiving Martell, because just like she said, he waves the white flag in public, but he forgets that he's doing all of these things behind the scene. And we've seen the things that he's done behind the scenes because it's played out outside of the show. It's played out off camera. Now, like I said, when she said that, I understood where she was coming from and I felt it. And even today, right now today, if Melody were to say, no, I cannot find it within myself to forgive Martell right now, I am totally with her. Like, I understand where she's coming from. I find no fault and no judgment. And this has nothing to do with idolizing her at all. It's just, it is what it is. I don't idolize her. I understand where she's coming from in this particular regard. Right. So anyway, y'all, I was, I actually came across an audio clip, and I want to share it with y'all, because when I heard this audio clip, this audio clip just further substantiated Melody's feelings for me anyway. So I want to share it with y'all. And again, like I said, this is just really quick. I want to share that with y'all, and I'll be right back.
Me or someone hurts me or does something to me, it rolls off my shoulders pretty easy. If somebody comes to me and says, hey, will you forgive me for what I did to you? I'm going to forgive them and say, girl, come on, let's move on. It's all right. I'm wired that way. I'm easygoing. But if I find out I'm saying, don't get it twisted. If I find out that someone's been scheming, that's a whole different story. Because scheming implies pre-planning. If you've been scheming against me, that means you've been watching for a little while. You've been trying to figure out what it is about me that is most weak, most frail, most vulnerable, so that you can take advantage of me. You've been studying me to find out what my patterns are and what the predilection of my flesh is and what my preferences are, so that you can figure out the best time to take most full advantage of me and the people that I love. Then I'll find out that you've been scheming against me and the people that I love. Well, if it's a war you want, it's a war you don't have.
Okay, y'all, this audio to me was everything. And like I said, I could actually see Melody saying this. Like, normally I'm a nice person, but don't get it twisted. Because if you're plotting against me, if you're scheming against me, and we know that Martell has been doing all of these things allegedly. I mean, we've seen it, right? The plots. We've seen how he's out here trying to villainize her and make her look like a bad person. We've seen it. And yeah, I can forgive you when on a normal circumstance, but these are not normal circumstances. When you're plotting and scheming against me, then that's something else. And I may not be able to forgive you now. Hey, I may not be able to forgive you ever. So anyway, y'all, I just wanted to share that because when I heard this audio, like I said, I thought about Melody, and I thought about when she told Martell, or said on the stage to Carlos that she is not going to forgive Martell. So anyway, y'all, that's all I have for you. Once again, thanks for being here. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. I'll be back. Until then, ciao.
How you like that?